welcome back to Animal House Calls here on CP24 Radio 1050 and Animal Planet. Still think you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Well, Barkbusters is about to prove the old adage wrong. They ask Canadians to tell them about their pets' bad habits, and an American Eskimo named Falco was officially chosen Canada's naughtiest dog. Now Barkbusters is working to change that, and they're in the throes of it. Joining us live right now, trainer Grady O'Flynn and Falco's guardian Andrew Trujan. Nice to see you both. Thank you.
Thanks.
What's the problem?
Falco is mega aggressive towards anything new that comes into our house, or if we're out for walks, anybody gets too close. He's just super high tension and mega aggressive, so that was the reason we needed the help.
How does that manifest itself?
Probably Grady would have a better explanation on that.
Really, when anyone walks within any range of him, he is going to have an extreme defensive shield. He basically wants to protect himself and pack. He perceives risk in everything except his pack members.
And does he see Andrew as a part of the pack?
He does.
Yeah, so if I were to walk over, and I don't want to upset the dog, but you're kind of saying don't do it, is that correct?
I definitely wouldn't do that. We've had some close calls already, just waiting in the waiting room, people coming a little too close, just walking around and stuff, and we had to keep the muzzle on him because he was going to hurt somebody.
Now, are you at wit's end? Is this, you know, I mean, it's either change the behavior or have a kind of a tough life?
That's exactly right. You know, we've had him for 3 years. We got him when he was a pup. Me and my new wife, Sarah, you know, we want to start a family, things like that. So those things, we want to make sure that Falco is comfortable in things and he's not going to do something crazy to a newborn.
Now, is this something that is in him, or is it behavior that began as a pup? Are there things that we could have done to prevent this, or is it just the way he's wired?
Well, generally speaking, fear aggression is going to be initiated by either a traumatic event through his living, or it's going to be something that comes naturally to him, a temperament that he has. And it appears in the brief conversations I've had with Andrew, we've really just met, that there could be a basis to say that he's naturally fearful. When they picked him up from, at time of purchase, when they brought him into their family, they picked the quiet pup at the back, not having anything to do, really not socializing with the litter at large, not competing for food. So often that's a dog that evolves into a fear-aggressive dog.
Is it that interesting? And, you know, you thought you were doing the right thing by getting the quietest one, the one that was not all over the map. Isn't that interesting?
It is.
Let's talk now about what your steps will be in order to make it a happy, peaceful home so that you can have children and feel safe, and this dog has a happy life with you.
Right. So our strategy first is to establish Andrew and Sarah to reestablish their status within the pack. So
How do you do that? So they become the alpha dogs?
Yes, the alpha dogs. Leadership is the concept we're most interested in, because dogs basically rank their pack members. As opposed to us as family members, thinking of a pack as a family, we'd be prepared to consider everyone equal. Dogs don't think that way. They build a hierarchy. So they're ranking, and if you have the authority to modify his behavior and give him the rules and the boundaries, then he'll accept them. If you don't have that authority, then it isn't going to happen.
So Andrew and Sarah have a lot of work ahead of them, but how do they begin to establish that? Sure.
So what we have to do is, from the dog's point of view, from the dog's perspective, Falco has to view both Andrew and Sarah as leaders. So it's the beginning process is to put them in a position. Scenes are things that we're going to use so that it's a clear leadership signal to him. Also, we can't just create scenes that tell him they are the ones who control the food, or they're the ones who go through a doorway first, but we also have to put into effect other leadership messages that exist through an entire 24-hour day, because Falco would be ultra sensitive to everything that they do in terms of body language and voice tone. He's watching them constantly and rating them constantly. So,
boy, it sounds like he's the boss in the home.
He is at this time.
So who do you want then to be the leader?
And not only is he the boss in the home, he's the boss here. Note what Andrew said about the studio.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to get near him. Yeah.
Me too.
So who is supposed to be the leader then?
The leader is, all the humans in the household should be the leader.
So Andrew and Sarah need to be the leader. So they're the ones who go through a door first. They're the ones who need to reestablish the hierarchy.
They do. They need to send a message that tells Falco that they have a status above him in this hierarchy, in this order within their pack. Speaking only about the pack here, I'm not going to try and establish anything like authority above Falco. My job is to teach them, is to coach them, so that they send out those proper signals that have him reassess them and say, Well, they do have the authority to have me do this. So we need a lot of consistency and repetition on small scenes that convey this kind of message. And then if when we're successful with them, we grow the scene. So it's we introduce other distractions, just generally and, methodically introduce distractions that would elicit aggressive behavior and show him the rules and boundaries around it.
Well, I think we should see you in a few months to see how it all goes. Can people check your website for good tips on how to change behavior in animals? Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
And to Falco as well. Thank you very much for watching this edition of Animal House Calls. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much.